Hey y'all. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Let's Mom Bitch. I am your host, Alonda, and I'm so happy you chose to tune in today. This is episode 13.5, a bonus episode. How have y'all been doing so far? Um, it has been a busy month of May for me. This is May 31st, the last day of the week, excuse me, of the month. Um, And I have to say, just about every week of this month has just been wild, good and bad. Wild. If you've listened to episode 13, I did discuss the same topic about things being wild and some changes that I made and all of that. But as you all should know, I got married on May the 7th. Of course, that's a big change in life. Then my daughter, she turned 1 on May 11th. Um, then I changed jobs on May 15th. And I have since quit that job altogether. And I just really love and appreciate my husband because he is just so supportive. Like, I don't know. I don't think he's doing it, but maybe he's cussing me out to his friends or whatever. But he has really shown me a lot of support because once I start feeling unsettled in a situation, I really start actively making moves to change that situation. If I feel like I'm not happy or my role is being jeopardized or whatever I'm doing is not beneficial for my family in the long run, then I'm going to do what I have to do to change my situation. And with those changes comes some aggravation because things that I or we have already planned out financially, um, there's been a small amount of strain with those things, just as far as the time frame now in which I'll get paid and, the dates in which we plan to handle stuff, which may have to be altered temporarily, but still just the stress of the change and like the scrambling to figure out if everything that we've planned is going to work out now. That's the frustration that I have, and I'm sure my husband has as well. Um, but I will say this. Now I guess you could say it's half and half. I am partly working for myself, as an independent contractor. So if you don't know what that means, it means that basically I'm self-employed. There are some staffing apps that I'm using, and those apps just serve the sole purpose of contracting with companies for the shifts that's available, and then the app company puts those shifts available on the app, and then it's just as simple as clicking, yeah, I'm gonna work this shift, you know. Um, and that's it. Then you just show up, and then at the end of your shift, clock out. And as soon as you clock out for this particular app that I'm using, um, you're paid basically. However, I had an issue with my pay. I've done one shift with the company already. And I did that shift just for the sole purpose of seeing how fast the instant pay was. And I didn't get my pay that night. It said in my app that I was paid, but I didn't have access to that money that night. And I assumed that it was because it was a holiday because I worked Sunday and then Monday was Memorial Day. So I just figured because I got off at like midnight on Memorial Day that the money wasn't in my account because of that, like because of my bank, not because of the app, right? But then I was talking to my homegirl who also works for that app, and she said she worked on the holiday, and when she got off, she just hit pay myself, and then she had her money. So then I'm going through, because mind you, this is I worked Sunday. This was what's today? Wednesday. This was Tuesday. And I still hadn't gotten paid. And this is like the end of the day. So I was talking to her about it. And come to find out, the way that I had my like payroll set up was that they would like send it to my bank account. And when you do it that way, it takes like 2 to 3 days for you to get the money, kind of like Cash App. You know how you can do Cash App and you can like cash out your money, but if you cash out for free, it could take a couple days for the money to get into your bank account. But if you cash out like instantly, there's like a fee, a certain percentage of whatever you're cashing out. So that's kind of the same thing with them. So if you cash out instantly, there's like a $2.99 fee. So once my homegirl explained that to me, I had went in. First of all, I was sending chats to the app like, "Hey, I haven't gotten paid yet. I thought it was instant pay." All of this, and I wasn't about to work with them anymore until I figured out the pay situation, because for me, like the type of facilities that you're sent to, or that, the hours that they have available are, local long-term care facilities, nursing homes and that. And you already know my little bit of a gripe with those type of facilities. It's just a whole lot of work for a nurse. Um, and sometimes I like dread working at those places, but the incentive for me was the fact that as soon as I hit clock out, I would have my money. When I didn't have my money, I'm like, I'm not about to work for these places and be waiting on them to pay me. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was the case, I could have just stayed where I was at. Although I didn't leave because of the pay, per se. But anyway, y'all know what I'm trying to say. Like, the instant pay was the incentive. Like, if I want to go get my hair done tomorrow, I can pick up a shift today and have my money for my hair done tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was what was appealing to me. So anyway, I think I got it worked out. We'll see tomorrow, because I pick up a 7A to 7P shift tomorrow. And then as soon as I get off, I'm going to try that instant pay. They say that option should be available. Now that I switched everything over, I had to like add my debit card information and all of that. So we'll see if I did it right, and I will keep y'all posted. Um, but so that, like I said, the marriage, the job changes. Now the reason why I said that, I kind of half work for myself and half don't, is because I also got hired at this home care agency. Kind of, they do the pediatric home care like I was doing before, but they also do adults. And there's this case for me to work with a young adult or whatever, and that shift would be like Monday through Thursday, third shift, so 9P to 7A. And that is not a like that's not a self-employment situation. I'm not an independent contractor with them. Um, they actually do payroll and take your taxes out and all that stuff, which is fine. But I think that that's gonna be more of my permanent position, just for the simple fact that it's guaranteed hours. And then, like, if for some reason that case ends, which this particular individual has been getting care for years, so they don't foresee that case ending. But if for some reason that case ends, they have other cases in the area that I could pick up, and then I could use the app for extra hours. You know what I'm saying? Again, if I feel like I need some extra money on top of that money for the home care job, then I'll pick up a shift with the app. Um, and also, this particular company is weekly pay. So, I like that because, like I was explaining before, my household was just in a better position when we had a paycheck every week. Like my husband gets paid every week. It wasn't so much of that we didn't have the money for the things we needed to do. It was the fact that we didn't, like, the week that I wasn't paid was the week that it was like everything was due. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of a struggle on my husband if we wanted to make sure things were on time that week. Now, me, I'm a little bit different. I love my husband because he's so responsible. Like, if it's due on the first, he want to pay it on the first. If it's due on the 20th, he wants to pay it on the 20th. You know what I'm saying? On or before that day. Me, I'm like, I'm big on the grace periods. I don't mind paying a little bit of a late fee as long as it gets paid. Like, it's not a big deal for me, but I definitely respect and would like to strive towards making sure things are paid on time so we won't have to worry about additional fees. So I don't want to babble on about that. That's just my little vent about new employment changes and things. But it's just been a very busy and eventful and somewhat overwhelming May for me. Um, June, we have a lot of fun things planned for June. First of all, it's my birthday, June 12th. I will be 41 years old. I usually have like big plans for my birthday, but the last couple years I haven't. Like, I usually be talking about it, preparing everybody in advance and all that stuff. But this year and last year, it's just been kind of like blah. Last year, like I said, I believe was because I had just had the baby. I did go out with a couple friends, but like my mind was like focused on, is my baby okay? Getting home to my baby and to my family. Um, and this year, it's just the changes and things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like my birthday is not as important as it normally would be. And it kind of makes me sad because I want to have that weekend or couple weekends that I'm celebrating me and pampering me or being pampered, or you have to have those moments to yourself. It's healthy. You know what I'm saying? So I know we have some stuff planned. We just have to have the babysitters lined up. And I mean, so this weekend on Saturday, my homegirl Sarita is supposed to like kick off my birthday month by taking me to brunch. And I had suggested the movies. I want to go see The Little Mermaid without kids. I mean, without my kids. I'm sure somebody else's kids will be there, but I want to be the big kid and go see Little Mermaid. That was one of my favorite Disney movies when I was growing up. And I think that it's pretty dope that Haley Bailey is going to be playing Ariel. Representing for us beautiful Black women and the Black community. And she's just very talented, her and her sister Chloe. So I really look forward to seeing that. Now I do have to tell my homegirl that, I have to take care of home first. I did decide to pick up a 7A to 3P shift on Saturday. So we're probably gonna have to move brunch to like happy hour. But happy hour and a movie is good for me, and then get back home to my family. Now the following weekend, which is actually my birthday weekend, um I planned a birthday brunch, and I invited some of my friends, some of my former coworkers. Of course, my husband will be there. Tristan will still be in South Carolina, but we'll have Nyla with us, and um, hopefully we'll be able to enjoy that, and I'll be able to enjoy some mimosas and all of that. And that night, provided that we are able to secure a babysitter, we plan to go out. I would really like to go to King of Diamonds, the strip club. It's been a minute since I've been in the strip club. I just think it'll be fun. And whoever wants to join us, they can join us. And, just to have a night out with my man, like not like a 6 to 10, but like a 10 to 2 in the morning type night. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Hopefully everything will work out with the babysitter and all of that. And then the next weekend, y'all know, is Father's Day weekend. And I have something special planned for my husband. Of course, we're going to spend the first part of it with the kids. He'll receive his gifts, and probably take him to a little brunch or something. I might have something planned for him in between that. And then I do have a babysitter secured for that day because I have a surprise for my husband. We're going to go somewhere that he didn't know we were going. And I know it's something that he'll really enjoy. So, yeah, I really look forward to Father's Day. And then the next weekend, now I told y'all it's a very eventful June. The next weekend is my home girl in South Carolina. It's her 45th birthday, and it's an all white party. So we are going to go to South Carolina to celebrate her birthday. It's been a minute since I've celebrated her birthday with her or been to any of her events. I was a little upset with her when it came to the event stuff because everything she invited me to, I came to. Kids' birthday parties, her birthday parties, like whatever it was, I came to. But every single time I invited her to something that of mine, my birthday or something, she always canceled. She finally came to one of my birthday parties a couple years ago, and I appreciated her coming, but she just stood on the wall playing on her phone. You know what I'm saying? She barely interacted with me. She didn't interact with anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it's kind of messed up when somebody can come to all of your events. And then when it comes down to your events, especially my birthday, because I'm usually very serious about my birthday, and I usually let people know in advance all of the birthday thing. So I just felt some type of way about it. And I told her about herself. I said, hey, listen, no, well, I didn't tell her about herself initially, but I couldn't make it to, I think it was her daughter's baby shower or something like that. Couldn't make it to the baby shower. She got upset with me. She had an attitude because I didn't make it to the baby shower. And I'm like, hey, I come to every single one of your functions, every single one. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it to this one. But you know what? You don't come to shit I invite you to. It's always an excuse, always a problem. You have to work. I've let you know months in advance so you can take off of work or whatever the case may be. It's just always a reason and an excuse why you can't come. And I feel like that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And after that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken about the time frame, I believe after that, that's when she came to my birthday party. But like I said, she wasn't having a good time. So I just went up to her and I was like, well, thank you for coming. I was like, if you want to go, you can go ahead and go. I appreciate you coming. But she came, that's what's up. But damn, don't come just because, you know, you knew I was right and I got mad at you. Come and actually have a good time and enjoy yourself like I do at every event that you've thrown. You know what I'm saying? So that's just that on that. And I don't think that we have anything planned yet for the last week in June, but hey, the first 3 weeks is pretty packed. So um what else are we gonna talk about today? Reality TV versus real life relationships. Y'all know I love reality TV. I call it ratchet TV because it's always some drama, fighting, arguing, whatever the case may be. But like I really think that some of these reality stars that's on there with their like real husbands and wives and stuff, I really think that unless they're damn good actors, I really think that they are using TV or allowing TV to put a strain on their marriage. And sometimes when the cameras is turned off, like you'll see a couple years later after all that drama that you saw with them on the TV show that they end up getting divorces or breaking up. And I just think that's really unfortunate. It just makes you think about it like, would you get on a show knowing that it could jeopardize your marriage? Or would you allow the hype of the TV show to cause problems in your marriage? Because at the end of the day, when the cameras is off, you still got to see this person. You still have to be accountable to this person, to love this person, to provide for your children, to have a, stable environment for your children. Is the money really worth the outcome? You know what I'm saying? And I say that because one situation on reality TV really like bothers me. And it's the one with Martell and Melody Hope on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I ended up watching the show because I kept hearing about the show, but I never watched it. But I kept seeing like previews and stuff, or stuff on social media about all the drama between the two of them. And um just like the gist of it, they were this beautiful couple, had a beautiful family, and then Martell ended up cheating on her and having a baby outside the marriage. And they stayed together for a while after that, and they actually ended up having another baby together, and then ultimately they ended up breaking up. But it was just like, of course, all the drama, side chick drama, the side chick posting videos and talking shit, and a whole bunch of people arguing back and forth and all that, that usual stuff. But then like Martell gets on the TV and he just like tries to portray his wife as being this bad person, a bad mom, or well, you cheated too, or you did this too, and all that. And now with all of that drama, now he's dating Sheree from Real Housewives of Atlanta. And Sheree's older woman, also been married before. She was just dating a guy a couple years back in prison, and then when he got out, he played her. You know what I'm saying? So that all played out on TV. And now you just inserted yourself into the drama with Martell and his ex-wife. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those people that believes the once a cheater, always a cheater comment, because that simply is not true in all cases. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's perfect, whether it's cheating or whatever else you could do wrong. Nobody is perfect, but that doesn't mean that people don't learn from their mistakes. And I also believe that different relationships um can have different responses. Like the stuff that I might do for one man, I might not do for the next man, or vice versa, because it's just all about how that person motivates you and how that person makes you feel. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to say that Mel caused him to cheat on her. I'm not saying that, but you just don't know all the ins and outs of their relationship and what made him feel like he needed to step out or she needed to step out if she did. You know what I'm saying? So now with Sheree, he may be the perfect gentleman. He may really appreciate her, really respect her, and he may have learned from his mistakes with his wife, and they may have the perfect relationship. But at the end of the day, you got whatever's going on in your relationship, and then you have the world watching you and everybody's comments and opinions, and I can understand how that can affect your relationship. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like, I don't know. I was joking around with my man because we live in Georgia. We live in the outskirts of Atlanta, or whatever. I said, "Shoot, baby, we gonna get on Real Housewives of Atlanta." And he looked at me like I was crazy. And of course I was joking. We ain't nobody to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Maybe we will be one day, but I don't know. I just really, that's something that I would really think about though if I was ever presented with the opportunity to be on a reality show. Like, how would that affect my marriage? And how would that affect like my children? Because for me, that's the most important thing for me. Sometimes the marriage is affected by the individuals getting so much attention from the fans that they start fucking up in their marriage. They start fucking with fans and, doing all that stuff or doing it for TV, you know what I'm saying? And the marriage don't work out because you've allowed outside individuals to interfere in your situation. So that's why it's always important in general to just keep people out your business and keep people out your marriage, because once people start dibbling and dabbling in your business or whatever, it just really puts a strain on what you got going on. So I don't know, but I do have more that I want to talk about on this episode, but I don't know if you can hear my daughters in the background hollering, and it sounds like the landscapers are out there blowing dust or whatever they're doing in front of my door. So I am going to end this for a few minutes and stay tuned for part 2.